I bid you welcome.
I welcome you to my house.
Welcome to my house.
Welcome to my home.
Hello horror hounds, and welcome to my horror house, and welcome back to another Monster Monday, our look back through the films of the Godzilla franchise. We're at 1969 and a film that is widely considered to be the worst of the lot. Sometimes incongruously called Godzilla's Revenge, I know it as All Monsters Attack. Ichiro is a latchkey kid who spends much of his time alone whilst his parents are at work. He's bullied and dreams of monsters and of visiting Monster Island. There are a lot of daydream and actual dream sequences where we visit Monster Island with Ichiro, and he hangs out with Manila and watches Godzilla fighting all manner of monsters. One of those monsters is a representation of the real life school bully who makes Ichiro's life a bit of a misery. There's a B plot with some robbers on the run with a vast amount of money. And of course Ichiro's daydreamy wanderings causes him to cross paths with these fugitives. But can his daydreams also help him find a way out when they kidnap him? As well as Godzilla, we get recycled footage of his fight with Ebirah from Ebirah Horror of the Deep and Godzilla's fight with Kumonga from Son of Godzilla. We also get Manila from Son of Godzilla. Sort of. See, Manila, indeed all the monsters in this film, only appear in Ichiro's dreams. So Manila now is the same size as the small boy, only growing to kaiju size when he needs to interact with his parent Godzilla. Manila can also talk to Ichiro. He's basically the friend the boy doesn't have in real life, and they share similar fears and talk to each other about the way they might overcome those fears as both as small creatures living in a world full of giant monsters as they perceive them to be. Chief among these monsters is Gabra. He's the new monster for the film and represents Ichiro's fears and is a stand-in for his real-world bully. As Manila learns to stand up to Gabra on the island, so Ichiro learns to navigate his real-world fears and obstacles. There is no real-world destruction in this film. There are no real-world monsters in this film. So the dream sequences are essentially a really shoddy excuse to recycle fight footage from Son of Godzilla and Ebirah Horror of the Deep, as well as old footage of cameos by Gorosaurus and Mandra. It starts with a kid singing an obnoxious song about monsters over the opening credits, and then we see two small kids walking home from school amongst the pollution and traffic of a heavy industrialized area. And I think to myself, oh God, it's going to be a kiddie one again, isn't it? Like Son of Godzilla. Then the boy sings the song again, and we're not even 4 minutes in, and I'm convinced that I'm going to hate this film. And I should hate this film. But I don't. This is not so much a Godzilla film, but a tangential story which takes place in the same world where Godzilla exists. The dream sequences are overly long. They're clearly an excuse to save money and recycle footage. But Ichiro's conversations with Manila, whilst twee and saccharine on the surface, and that really should set my teeth on edge, are tinged with a strange melancholy. You see, as viewers, we understand that this small boy has conjured an imaginary friend out of Manila only because he's lonely and scared. It's a shame so much of this film is footage from other movies because the real world stuff, the original footage that's used here is actually shot very, very well. The direction is kinetic and engaging, notably so for one of these films. It's just attached to the lumbering dead weight of too much recycled footage from other films. I'm not in a hurry to watch All Monsters Attack again, but against all the odds, Ichiro and his story charmed me somewhat, and I think that this would be a great movie for young kids around the same age as its star to maybe introduce them to these monster movies and see if they want to see more.